Hey, this is Ian. Welcome to my channel. Before I get into my review, I just want to mention that I made this video for people like me who are looking for info before they buy a fat bike. There's not a whole lot of reviews out there, so hopefully somebody finds this information helpful.
Hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to talk about my Rocky Mountain Blizzard 10. It's a great bike. I've been riding it all through the winter so far. Obviously we've got quite a bit of snow here, so it's been a good test of it. The tires that are on it, the cake eaters, I don't think they're the best for really deep snow, but they work great for, groomed trails, packed down trails, snowshoe trails. And that's what we have here. We have a network of groomed trails here. The drivetrain that's on it is a Deore Shimano. I think it's 1146 in the rear and a 26 up front, which is great. Definitely great for climbing. I added a dropper to it, the Brand X Ascend, and that's been great as a 175 millimeter of drop. And I have a frame bag, which is really nice for water bottles and gear. But those are things I add myself, as well as carbon handlebars. I put those on myself. But the brakes that are on it are Tektro brakes. They're cable, not hydraulic, and they work for the most part. They don't have the power that hydraulic does. I can't really say that I've needed the extra power, because in snow you can lock these tires up pretty easily with these brakes. So really no complaints there, aside from a couple sticky caliper issues in the back, but otherwise pretty good. The geometry is great. It has a 66-degree head angle, which is really nice for descents, especially we don't have suspension on this bike. And the reach is nice. This is a medium frame with a 450 reach, and I typically ride a medium to large. I'm 5'10", but I prefer a longer bike, so 450 is pretty good. It's right in the range that I want it to be in. It's really nice. And yeah, it's got a low seat tube.
And what I mean by that is for people with short legs, the short seat tube will help them use a longer dropper, which is really nice. And also the top tube is pretty low, so the standover is really good on this bike.
So things that don't come with the bike, again, are the dropper, obviously the frame bag, and the handlebars. Those are things I felt I needed to add to get enjoyment out of it for myself. I also added an axle on the back that I can tow my kids' ski trailer, the Chariot, with. That's been really nice. Dad life, got to get out there as much as you can. So yeah, great stuff. It's also hard these days being able to get a bike. I was able to pick this up last year in the fall, so getting this particular model might be really difficult for anyone looking, but keep your eyes out.
Hey guys, I just had a couple more thoughts on the Rocky Mountain Blizzard. More ride impressions. The slacker head angle, 66-degree head angle, I think it kind of leads to a little more of a wandery front end than you might have on a more conservative geometry fat bike. So what I was thinking of was like a Surly Wednesday, or even the Salsa Bear Grease. That's obviously a more racy bike, but it's got a steeper head angle. I feel like on some of the snowy paths you might not have as much wandering in the front end, and I feel like on a fat bike it's a little bit harder to correct once you're slipping out in the snow. So, but that being said, it's not horrible. I've gotten along just fine with it, and my bike is still really great on snowmobile trails and groomed stuff, hauling a kid trailer. One major thing that the reasons that I bought this bike is that I had thru-axles. That was kind of like, whoa, okay, this is a serious bike now.
So serious.
You can do a lot more things with thru-axles. You can have different wheel sets to swap in and out. They're more common. The standard's more common. Like I said before in the review, the rear thru-axle, you can do the kid trailer, which is great. So I can use the bike year round, tow the trailer wherever, to the beach, or on the ski trails, whatever. So yeah, one of the other concerns I had was the frame size. So, you know, medium versus a large. I wasn't sure what to get, but I actually went and test rode one just even in the parking lot. I knew right off the bat that a large was too big for me. You know, I ride a medium trail bike with a 435 reach. The medium Blizzard 10 2021 is 450 reach, and then the large is 475, I believe. So I tested rode the large first, and that was definitely a little bit too much. And I know that with a fat bike, I was not going to be doing a lot of like aggressive trail riding. Maybe in the off chance I might, but you know, I have a trail bike for that. So with the fat bike, I knew I was going to be doing a lot more sit down and pedal stuff, and I wanted a more comfortable reach because I knew I'd be in the saddle a little bit longer than I would normally on a trail bike. So you know, that's kind of what made me lead to getting the medium frame. And actually, you know, it has a longer reach than my trail bike, even on the medium. But I find it to be quite comfortable. And I think sizing down, so I'm 5'10", sizing down to a medium, I think was good for me in this case. Just, you know, to have a more comfortable ride position, just based on the nature of fat biking. Like, it's not like you're going for Strava KOMs. It's, you know, you want to be comfortable where you're pedaling, because sometimes the snow is hard to pedal through and you'll be glad that you're not like wicked slacked out or whatever. So, you know, the other thing the geometry was a little bit hesitant on was the chainstay length of this bike.
Geek alert.
But I actually tested a 2020 Blizzard, and that bike, I liked it a lot, and that was a large frame, but the reach was actually like 430. So they hadn't advanced the reaches to, or like modernized the reaches to today's standards. So when I converted the percentage of, or the ratio of the front center to the rear center on the 2020 bike to the 2021 bike, it was actually almost the exact same as a medium frame. So on the 2021, they slacked it out a little bit. So that made the front center longer on that end. And then the rear center got longer to 450 or 455, I can't remember. Anyway, the ratio was like 60% front center to rear center. So, yeah, they felt about the same, basically, the large 2020 and medium 2021. So that made me feel better about getting the medium as well. So the bike feels pretty balanced. You know, even the longer chainstays isn't a big deal for me because you're not really going for like a playful fat bike. You want stability, and actually it wheelies pretty nice. Like, I'm not a wheelier, but wheeling on this thing versus my trail bike is pretty fun. I'm actually more successful on my fat bike with a longer chainstay. I feel I can get into the balance zone a little bit more. There's like more of a range or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty fun. And the bike overall is great. Like I said, it's just has so many options to do. You know, you can do different wheel sets, obviously. If you wanted, you could put a shock on the front. It's got a tapered head tube. The thru-axles are great. The brakes you could obviously upgrade. Drivetrain is pretty decent. Like, Deore isn't high end, but it works. The only downside that I saw was you can't multiple downshift. You can only do single downshift each time. So, you know, for what you're paying, or what you're getting is still pretty decent. So, hey guys, one more thing. So the weight on this bike is 38 pounds. She's a honker. But weight doesn't mean much when it comes to fat bikes. You know, you can add a lighter weight tube and you can save a pound or two there right off the bat. And obviously you could get a lighter weight wheel set. Also, the drivetrain's heavy. There's lots of things that's heavy on this that you could get down, you know, closer to like a Surly Wednesday, or I think they come in at 35 pounds. So it's definitely doable, but you know, for starting out, you get a great frame with thru-axles, which for me, that's the most important thing. So the weight is not a concern for me. Anyway, again, if you like this video, give a thumbs up and leave some comments below, and happy to hear your thoughts. Thank you.